And as you've probably seen on social media and literally everywhere, today is the Newton's Nook STAMPtember release, and I am so excited that I have it in hand to play with. A special thank you to Jen, the owner of Newton's Nook, for putting me on the designer list. That's how it works. The companies put you on the list, not Simon Says Stamp. So thank you so much to Jen and Newton's Nook. I love their company so much. Fun fact, Newton's Nook Designs was the first company I ever designed for. When I was in the 9th grade, I wrote an email to them like, "Hi, my name's Brennan. If possible, I would absolutely love to guest design for you." And I was like, the worst that could happen is no. And the answer was yes. Now, were my cards great back then? No, they were not great. But you know what? That's okay, because I'm just forever grateful for that opportunity, and I will always love Newton's Nook Designs. So thank you guys so much. And this is the I can't speak. Skate Paw-ty, because Paw-ty party. The Skate Party stamp and die set. However, the little caveat here is, when I checked right before I went live, the duo already sold out. So that means that you can't get the die set anymore. This is gone. Adios. Sayonara, unfortunately. But I did also check before I went live, and it appears the stamp is still available, I think. So that's linked below. It's not an affiliate link, so if you purchase it, I don't get a commission. If you have a favorite creator that does have an affiliate link to Simon Says Stamp and you do want to get it, make sure to use them so they get a commission. But I am not offended if you use my link. If you don't, whatever. But this stamp set, I saw it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is adorable. I can't wait to play with it. But I waited. I was like, I want to go live with it, so we're going to wait. And we did wait. And just look at how adorable this is. So we have 2 dogs here and Newton himself. And they're skating, they're having fun, they're having a little party. And then we have 3 sentiments. So warm winter wishes, have an ice day instead of have a nice day. And then you're so cool. And then the die set does cut out every stamp image in here, but like I said, unfortunately the die is no longer available. So if you got it, you got it. If you didn't, I am so sorry if you wanted it. But let's get to crafting. So I'm gonna pull out my Misty, and I am pretty sure I have stamps in there still. So we have to take those out. Yep, I do. I was making last night. I was playing with some new stuff I had gotten up at my local craft store, Butterfly Reflections Inc. I think I have the card right here, so I might as well show you. So I made this little fall card, Hey There Cutie Pie, and I was playing with this set, so unfortunately it was still in my Misty because I was lazy. Ooh, hold on, Michelle, I am so sorry. I just missed what you said. You know what, Michelle? That actually is a great idea. I'm trying to think of how to incorporate that. Ooh, okay, wait. I have an idea, people. I got ideas. Okay. So what we're going to do is... So I'm just debating on in my head how many of our furry friends here to stamp out. And thank you guys. And I'm thinking of maybe just doing 1. So let's do Newton. I feel like we have to do Newton because he is like Newton's Nook, of course. It's Newton. So we're gonna peel him up, and we're gonna grab our Misty, and we are going to stamp him out. Okay, so we'll just put him up here, and then I'll do the sentiment later. Ooh, we have like ink in there. That's not fun. Let me, oops. I don't even know where my little, oh, there it is. I was like, I have no clue where my little rag is to wipe the ink, but, oh, okay. And you go right back there. There we go. I'm just making a mess of this. Okay. If you're not making a mess, are you really having fun? Like, that's the real question. So I'm just gonna go over this with my hand, just because sometimes new stamps almost have like a coating and the ink doesn't stick to them as well the first time. So I just like to rub it down with my hand first. Now we're gonna go in with some Memento ink in the color Tuxedo Black, and we're not gonna drop the cap this time, even though we just did that. And we're just gonna ink this bad boy up. And that looks good, but I'm gonna do a second stamp. I think it's fine, but I just want to make sure it's like nice intense lines. Oh yeah, and my desk already looks like a bomb hit it, so that's great. I'm really crafting, people. Okay, now we have to decide on colors. So I almost always do Newton orange. I almost do him. I like every single time he's almost always orange. However, I feel like changing that today. I kind of want to do him a warm gray. So let's do him. I'm trying to think of the color. Okay, let's do. Just have to like move my heat gun out of the way to be able to grab these colors. So I think we're gonna do W5, W4, and W3. We might pull in W2 just depending on how it's going, but I think we can probably get away with just these three. So we are going to start with our W5. Ooh, wrong side. And we are going to just outline the bottom, or the top, excuse me, of his face. So we're gonna go around the bottom of his ears and his hat, and back down on the ears and to his little end. And then we'll go up on the ears, and then just a little bit of that darker color right there. And now on his body, we'll do underneath his scarf, because there should be a shadow there, right along his little stomach, and then under his leg also. Well, I guess on top of his leg, because that's kind of like his knee, but whatever. And then right down here, we'll bring that W5 down. Yeah, my floor can get messy, especially when I'm live. Right now, there's nothing like major on the floor, so we're doing good so far. I mean, maybe like we like to collect craft supplies. Maybe we also secretly like to collect organization items. Like, what if our hobby is actually collecting both? So now I'm going in with this W4, and I like to do 2 rounds of my midtone. So I'm going to go around his whole face this first time. And then I'm going to go up on the ears. Bring that color up. And now we'll do his body. And I'm going to do a little bit on this back side of him. And then we'll do his little leg down here. And then we'll do this little arm. I do know I am realizing I forgot to do his tail. We'll get back to that. And now, up on his face, I'm going to do a second round of it, like I said. So I'm just going to go over the area where it was darker, where we used that W5. And I'm not going to bring that color all the way out to the edge of where we did the midtone the first round. I think this just helps to blend between that darker color and the midtone. I might just be crazy, you know. But I think it works, so I do it. But I really might not, and I'm just making it up in my head. Anyways, we're going to go into our W3 now, and this is our final color for Newton and his like body. So we're going to take this color and just kind of drag it to the center, all the other colors to the center. So how is everyone's weekend going so far? I know obviously today's the last day of the weekend, but hope you're having a great one. Did you get to craft so far? And if you didn't, do you have plans to craft later today? Or maybe go craft supply shopping, even better? Yesterday, I went craft supply shopping and I bought too much stuff. No, you can never buy too much. But I went to my local store in New Hampshire. Of course, it's funny that my local store is in a different state, but you know what, that's okay. But it's called Butterfly Reflections, and I went there with a group that donates a ton of cards to senior citizens. It's called Bring Smiles to Seniors, and most of them were making cards to donate. I helped a tiny itsy bitsy bit, but I didn't do as much as I normally would because I started shopping and then couldn't stop. But yeah, but it was fun. Ooh, yes, we love plans to craft. Yes, we love what plans to craft, planning to craft, yes. Okay, now let's do his tail, because I forgot to do that. So, we're going to take the W5 again, and we're going to do, like, the base of it, and then just a tiny little bit out. Now we'll go in with our W4, and we shall extend this out. And now, lastly, we will take our W3 again, and we'll drag it out again. There we go. Okay. Now his base is all colored. I don't know what color we should do his stomach, though. Actually, you know what? Let's do his stomach in W2 and W1. Maybe we'll throw in W3 as well. So I want this to be lighter, but still like the same tones. So we're going to take our W3. We're just going to like outline the edges of it. And that was our W3. Now we will take our W2. And we will go around that, what we already did. And then we'll do our same thing where we do it twice. And now lastly, we will take our W1. Yes, we love a fun trip to the craft store, and it was fun. And now we'll take this W1 and just drag it to the edge. And you know what? Yeah, I'm really liking how that turned out, so happy we did it. So now let's, I think, so I'm going to definitely do a blue background, so I think we should make Newton green. I think that makes sense. Well, not him green, his accessory is green. So let's, I'm looking at the colors I want to use. I also probably should grab my little hex chart, which has seen better days. It has ink on it. It is like not flat anymore. The edges are fraying, and I should have put it in a page protector, but I didn't, but it's fine. So let's look here. I think we could do YG67, G07, G07, and then let's go into YG09. This is probably like my most used color combo for green. Let me just make sure they're all working though. Okay, yep, on the YG09. Good there. And then we're good there. Okay, perfect. So, which one's the darkest? YG... Oh wait, I grabbed the wrong colors. Oops. I grabbed YG17 and not YG67. I'm like, this looks odd, because I didn't do it right. Oops. Anyways. Okay, yeah. YG67, G07, and then YG09 is our correct color combo. Let me just, yeah, there we go. Oops. So we're going to start off with our YG67. And we're going to do his hat first, I think. So we're just going to go along the bottom here just a little bit, and then go up on the sides slightly. We can also do his little ice skates, and go along the bottom there, and then up the ankle part, and same thing on this one. Now we'll go in with our G07 and do, oh, wrong side. I keep pulling the wrong side. We'll go in with our G07 and do basically the same things, just extending it slightly up more. And then we'll come down here to his ice skates, and once again, basically the same thing. Okay, and now we'll go in with our G09 and kind of like flick up almost into the white area. And come up and do that to the hat as well. Okay, and now we gotta do his scarf and his mittens. I feel like I kind of want to do it like a slightly different tone of green, but like, so it still looks similar, but a little bit different. So let's just change it up slightly. So we're going to take out our lightest color, YG09, and we are going to grab a much darker color in BG. No, I don't have BG9. Wait, do I? Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. BG96, BG95. Okay, wait, is this it? There we go. Okay, we'll use G99. I always forget that I don't have BG99, but I have G99. They're close enough. So we are instead now going to have G99 as our darkest color, YG67 is the midtone, and then G07 as our lightest color. So we just swapped out our lightest and darkest. Well, we swapped out a bunch, but yeah, it's just slightly different now, but it will still have a similar look because we're using two of the same colors. So for the mittens now, I'm going to come in here and outline and just do like the bottom portion. And same thing over here with this mitten. And now we'll do his little scarf. So I'm going to do like the left side of this each like panel basically. And we're going to do it like checkered. So it's going to be green, white, green, white, green, white. Oh, I just messed that up. We love that. Anyways, so update, we're actually just going to do everyone as green. Oops, didn't mean to do that, but it's fine. I kind of messed it up, so I was not thinking. Anyways, it's fine. It's not really a big deal at all. And that was G99. Now we're going to go in with YG67, and we're going to extend that color out a little bit. And same thing over here. And we'll do that scarf and bring that color out a little bit on each little panel. We're almost done with this color, and now we'll just have one more left to do. Okay, so now our last color is our G07. So we're just going to finish this off. So we're just going to bring that color out and kind of like swipe it to the white, but also this doesn't have like a brush nib, so it's kind of harder to flick or swipe it. So it's fine. It'll be fine. And now we just have to do his little mittens, and then we'll be done. We are almost there, and there we go. So Newton is all colored now, and I think he looks adorable. He's super festive. He has on all of his green attire, so he's ready to ice skate. Now we just got to make a background for him to ice skate. Well, it won't really be him ice skating on it, but it's fine. So he's all done. Oh, no, he's not. I'm lying. Oh my God. No, he's not. We have to do his little nose and his ears. So that's a little pink, and then a little pink up here, and then a little pink up here. Now he is done. Ooh, that would have been bad if we didn't have that little pink. But he is done now. I could go in with a little bit of gray in the little, like, cuffs of his mitts, and the little pom-pom on top, and the little, like, stripe on his hat. I'm not. I'm just going to leave them white. I think it's fine. There is a really cool technique you can do where you just, like, add a bunch of little dots, and it almost ends up looking like, not fur, but kind of like puffy. I'm not going to do that on this card, though, just because I feel like it takes a lot of time, and it would be very boring to watch. But if you wanted to do that, what you would do is you would take your marker and then just do a ton of little dots and do that in multiple colors of gray, and it does look cool. But like I said, that's not really a live stream activity because it takes a while to build up the look. So here is Newton. He's so ready to ice skate. So for our background, what I think I'm going to do is I am going to mask out a circle, and then I think we might stamp or stencil or something in a pattern of some sort, and then emboss it, and then we'll ink blend over the embossing. So I need to grab, I think we should do a circle maybe? What do you guys think? Are we thinking a circle die? I'm thinking a circle die to mask it off. So I'm going to grab my circle dies and then just see, and if you agree with the circle, great. But if you don't, let me see what else you suggest. So I have a circle die here. This is from Waffle Flower, I believe. And I just want to make sure it will be large enough, and it is. Okay, perfect. I want to make sure he would, like, fully fit in it, and he does, so that's great. So we could mask off an area, like, right here. I guess, maybe? What are we thinking? I think like this, and then we'll do our design in it. I'm gonna go with yes, but let me see what you guys say first. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. Sorry, I hadn't seen your comment before, but yeah, I think this is what we're gonna do. So let me grab a little tape to actually like keep the die in place. And looking at my desk, as I already said, it's an absolute mess, and I have no clue where my tape is. This is, oh, no, there it is. There it is. It was on top. I really just need to get some low-tack tape because this is starting to annoy me. But we're gonna try to well, not center this, but like center it towards the top, if that makes sense. Center vertically, not horizontally. I think this placement's good. So we're gonna put our piece of tape there, and then another piece down here. And yeah, I think that's fairly even, so we'll go with it. Okay, so now we're just going to die cut this out, and I know this is a horrible angle, so I do apologize. As I've said before in my other live streams, my camera setup is, or what I use to hold my phone is very like MacGyvered. Ooh, it's fully an ink pad stand with a ruler taped to the top. So my phone is only about like a foot, maybe a little bit more than a foot off my desk, maybe like a foot and a half. So it's enough room to be able to do everything where like I'm not accidentally gonna hit it one day and then everything's gonna fall. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not gonna accidentally hit it with a supply like while using it and everything comes falling down. I've fully hit it before though and everything comes falling down, but you know, that was for different reasons. But it's like just enough clearance for Misty, but it's not high enough where you can get like a really good close-up of a die cutting, so I do apologize for that. So we have our little mask here, and we are going to, is that even? No, it's not. Oh, hold on. Actually, you know what I would rather do? No, I lied what I'm going to do. We're not using this. We're going to use the circle. I'm just going to do what I was going to do on the circle. I think it will look better, in my opinion. I don't know. We'll see. But, ooh, I have like a bunch of little... You know how sometimes when you die cut, you get like little tiny pieces of paper hanging off the edges? I have quite a few on this one. So I'm just like trying to get them off without getting a paper cut. But, it's fine. Whatever. So, we're going to actually emboss directly onto this. So let me grab some of my stamps. And, I'm just looking for my... I think I know which one I want to do. I think it will be nice and simple. Let me grab it. There we go. Okay. So I have this background stamp from Hero Arts. I think it's older. I honestly do not know if it's available still, so if it's not, I do apologize. Let me see what year this is from. It's from 2021. It might still be floating around there somewhere. But this is called Ocean Waves Bold Prints. And the reason I like it is because it just adds like subtle texture to your design. And it's really, really nice. I just really like this stamp. So what we're going to do is we are going to first coat the hell out of our little circle here with some anti-static powder. Look at me actually using my anti-static powder for once. Isn't that like crazy? Like, look at me actually doing something I always say to do. Wow. I feel like I deserve applause for this. Please clap. So, this should be good. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. Let me just pick that up. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, we're not going to use a Misty. We're not going to use a stamp positioner of any sort. What we are going to do is take our stamp out of the packaging first. And then we're just going to lay it down. As you can see, this has stuff on it. I use and abuse this stamp set. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. But we're going to take some WOW embossing powder. Or, not in powder. Well, we will use WOW embossing powder, but we're going to use some WOW embossing ink here. And we are just going to ink up like a little section of this. It's not going to be the whole thing. Just this upper right-hand corner. I'm like doing this way too many times. You don't have to do it that much, but I did. And now what we're going to do is we are going to just stamp it. We're going to plop it down and stamp it and hope for the best. So I'm thinking right about here will be good. Maybe? Yeah, let's do it right here. Okay. So we plopped it down, and now we are going to press. Press, press, press. Press, press, press. And we're just trying to make sure that we get all of our ink transferred, so we have a nice design from that red rubber stamp. And I think we got it. You can see that design in there glowing. So we will put this off to the side for a second, and we will grab a little catch tray, or coffee filter, but we'll call it whatever. And now I just need to pick out an embossing powder. And we are going to use one of my embossing powders, shameless plug. But this is one of my embossing powders I released with WoW last month in August. It's called Frosted Glacier, and it's this really nice blue that I think will be perfect for this card. And yeah, so this is available only through WoW, so if you do want to buy it, it has to be through WoW. But I'm just really excited with this. I'm really happy to use this powder again. I love it. And yeah, so let's add it to our card, or to our oval. It's not on the card yet. So I'm just going to hold it up here and like dump the powder over half of it, or way more than half, but only a little portion. And then we're going to flick most of it off, and then we'll turn it, and then we'll add it again. And then, bada bing, bada boom. Ooh, it like almost didn't stamp in a section. That's weird. Did I miss it with ink, or did I not like put enough ink down there? That's weird. Ooh, ah. There's like a little portion right here that didn't get ink or something. Huh. Oh well. And also, the color's not going to be that strong, obviously, because this is very, very thin lines. But down here, you can see like the actual color of it. So we are going to pour this right back in the jar. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. And now we can just heat our little oval up. So if you don't want to hear the heat gun, I'm just going to suggest you turn your volume down, and then once the heat gun goes off screen, it should be done. This will be really hard to heat from the bottom, because like when I'm going to hold it, my hand would just be getting so hot. So I am going to heat it on my craft mat, which I typically don't do, but you know, this time I kind of don't really have an option. So I'm just going to hold it down with a little pick tool, and then we're going to get to heating. And like I said, if you don't want to hear it, just mute your volume for a minute. Then put me back on when I'm done. Okay, so we are all good there, I think. Let me just, what I do is like a little light test is what I call it. And I just hold it into the light to make sure. Yep, and we're good. I am kind of wishing I used a slightly thicker stamp so the embossing powder would like come through more. But you know, it's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's gonna be okay. I just don't. I don't know what if I should. I'm like debating in my head if I should do this over, because I think. Let me look through my little bin here to see, because I'm just not feeling this. And don't get me wrong, I do love that stamp. I just didn't love how it came out this time. That's all. Ooh. Okay, I'm like grabbing a couple options to redo this. No. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, you guys are right. I'm doing it over. But, so yeah, this, garbage. Anyways, I have 2 stamps here. One is from Pure Arts again, and this is called the Starry Night Brush Strokes Bold Print. Once again, this one's from 2021, so I don't know if it's available still, but it's a little bit bolder, and I feel like it still gives a Christmassy vibe. And then we have this saltwater stamp set from Simon Hurley, and this is a really nice stamp set. I absolutely love using this stamp. And it's just fun. It's a peel apart, so if you want to break it up, you can. I won't for this, but I thought this would also give a similar vibe, but I don't know which one to use. So let me see what you guys say. Either the Hero Art or the Simon Hurley one. Oh, Michelle says Simon's, okay. I think I'm leaning towards the Simon one, but let me see what you guys say first. And in the meantime, I'm just going to wipe this other one down real quick to get the embossing ink off of it, because we don't want to leave that on there. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, did anyone else respond? Hold on. Apologies. Okay, I have 2 votes for Simon's, so I think we are going to do Simon's. I think that's a great choice. I really do like... Oh, wait. Yeah, so this, like I said, this is the saltwater stamp set from Simon. Okay, we got 3 for Simon, so we're definitely doing Simon's. So yeah, for the... Yeah, so... Sorry. Yeah, I think that it does give a lot more space for embossing. The embossing ink, rather. So, and also, I was like, I was going to show it to you. I forgot there's backing there, so I can't show it yet. But this is another stamp set that gets used and abused. Like, I've, like, sprayed solar spray on here, and it works fine still. Don't get it wrong. It's great still. But yeah. Oh, we need to cut out another circle. Oops. Let me grab that real quick. I actually almost want to do a bigger one, but no, let's stick with the smaller one because... Yeah, let's stick with the smaller one, or the actual smaller one, because if I do this one, I feel like it's going to be too big almost. Unless we do a square card. Actually, no, but it's like the size of the square card, so never mind. We're going to do the smaller one. Yes, we do want to. Actually, wait, hold on. Pre-K pause again. I have this, like, fancy circle die. So, we could do... This is from Spellbinders. We could do this instead. What are we thinking? Are we thinking a regular stitched circle or the more fancy version? Because I don't know. I'm now kind of leaning more towards this. I haven't used this die in, like, years. It's like, I got this at Tuesday morning, so that shows you how old it is. Because RIP Tuesday morning doesn't exist. Well, I think it still is online, but I don't think they have crafts online. But I think... Okay, Michelle says stitched. But, like, it's not really a pond. It's more of, like, a background. I wouldn't call it, like, an actual pond, because he's not really ice skating on it. It's more of just, like, the background. Oh, I could. Okay, Michelle, I'm trumping what you said. I'm using this one. Sorry. It is Spellbinders, yes. Yeah, it's from Spellbinders, but I got it at Tuesday morning. Eons and eons ago. Honestly, I think I probably still had to wear a mask when I went, so it probably was like 2021. Which tells you how old it is. Oops. Okay. And there we go. Ooh, I'm liking it. I'm liking it, people. I'm liking it. Okay. So, we have our little scallop circle here, and we are going to once again go in with some anti-static powder because not monkey see monkey do. Today it's not do as it Oh my god, I cannot speak. Today it's not do what I say, not what I do. Today it's do what I do. Use your anti-static powder, people. I'm just like trying to hold on. There we go. Okay. We're gonna call that good. So now, ooh, my anti-static powder bag is like falling around. Okay. So now we're gonna take our saltwater background stamp here, and we are going to take our embossing ink again, and we are just going to ink it up. And I really don't need to do this whole thing, so we're just gonna do this upper right-hand corner again. This is already more than enough, but you know, it's fine. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to take our circle here and we are going to plop it down. And just press around the edges in the center because we just want to make sure this gets inked up nicely. And you fully could use a Misty or another stamping tool with this. I just didn't want to because I really didn't need to. But you can. You just don't have to. Okay. I think we're about good here. So we are going to peel and reveal. And yes, that's looking nice. You can see that shine. Just barely, but it's there. I promise it's there. So now we're once again going to take our coffee filter and our embossing powder. Where did it go? It disappeared on me. It's a runner. No, wait, actually, where did it go, guys? Who stole my embossing powder from me? I know it was one of you. Okay, wait, no, seriously, where did it... How did I lose it already? Like... Oh, there it is. It's actually where it was supposed to be in the drawer. I actually put it away in the drawer. That's fine. Anyways, we're going to do basically what we did before. And just pour powder on like half of it. And now we will flip it and pour powder on the rest of it. And there we go. So we have that for this time, we have a lot more of the greens in the powder showing up than the blue, but there's definitely some blue in there. Just for whatever reason, a lot of the blue went to the bottom and not on our thing, but that's totally fine. Ooh. A dye is on the floor. I don't even know what dye it is, but whatever. And we'll now just pour this back into our jar. There we go. So once again, I'm gonna have to heat this up. So if you don't want to hear me heating it up, I just suggest you turn down your volume and mute me. And then once the heat gun goes off screen and I give a little thumbs up, you're all set. And also, while I'm doing that, make sure you like the live stream if you haven't, because it just helps more people see it and pushes it out. So, okay, here we go with the heat gun. So like I said, turn down the volume if you don't want to hear it. Okay, we are all set there, and we are all heated up, so we are ready to add a little bit of ink to this bad boy. And I'm very much liking this now more with that new stamp. So, when in doubt, use a Simon Hurley stamp set, is what we've learned from this live. But yeah, I really love that stamp so much, that saltwater stamp. I've used it a ton, and it only came out a couple months ago, I think. Yeah, I don't even remember what month it is. I just know it was a really, there was a bunch of ocean-themed items. So now, we are going to take our blue ink blending brush here. But this, hold on, I need this has some really dark blue ink on it right now because of what I was doing last night with that pie die set from Conquer the Ninth. I was making a blueberry pie with it, and I think I went all the way down to the darkest Catherine Blue. So we just need to wipe some of that residual ink off, I think. So do 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 do. Okay. That's probably good enough. So now I think I'm just gonna use the residual ink and go around the edges to start maybe and darken those up. Yeah, okay. I'm liking it, I'm liking it, I'm liking it. Okay, and now we'll do this a second time, but go a little bit slower and start to bring it more towards the center. And now we'll just very lightly go into our center and just add some ink to it. So it's still, that's like the brightest part. And now we'll just go over our embossing with our little scrubber tool. Or not scrubber tool, but a little rag to get up some of that ink that's on the powder. Okay, this is turning out great. I'm really liking this. I kind of want to darken up the blue in the background though. But here's my thing. I feel like if I do that, I'm gonna end up staining the embossing powder if I go like too dark with it, unfortunately. But let's do it anyways. Let's see. What's the worst that could happen? So I'm actually gonna go in with Dress Blues, which is very dark. But I'm just gonna go along the edges here and not go too far in. So we're just going around again, not far in. Like I said, we're kind of sticking on the outsides here. Or mostly on the outsides, I guess. And now I'll tap most of this ink off, and then I'll just gently, very gently, go around the edge to soften that like blend a little bit. So where the Dress Blue meets that residual ink, just to soften it up. And there we go. I think we're good. So we can put our Dress Blues away and wipe up our little desk area, and then also wipe up some of that ink off the embossing powder. So I do think that unfortunately a little bit of staining did happen, but I still think it looks nice. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with this. I'm thinking we should add like some splatter of some sort, but I don't want it to be like too crazy. So I'm thinking just a little bit of white splatter. What do you guys think? We could do white splatter. We could probably use a solar spray, but I think that would be a little too crazy. So I'm leaning towards white splatter, but let me know what you guys think first. And while you do that, I'm just gonna like make sure I get all this ink up off my desk because I don't think I got all of that first time. Thank you, Beth. Let's do just a, no, we're not gonna do anything. We are not gonna do anything. We are just going to take Newton and we're gonna die cut him out. So we have Newton right here and we're gonna take our dies. Carol, I know you said splatter, but I think it will, well, no, I'm not gonna do it. So Newton is, I think this one right here. Yeah, that's him. So we're gonna put him down here. And we're gonna grab a little bit of tape, and guess what? We're gonna reuse the tape we've used already. And we're gonna line him up. And we're gonna die cut him out. Okay, maybe I should do the white splatter if people... I don't know. I'm like conflicted. Okay, there he is. Oh, I mean, Beth, you are right. Splatter would equal snow. I mean, we could do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, actually. I just want to see how Newton looks on here. Oh, yeah, I'm liking how he's looking. He's adorable. He's just skating away. He's like, do. I'm skating here. Okay, so let's grab a little white paint. So I have some just Liquitex acrylic white here. And we're going to just put a little tiny dollop. I don't have any water. Wait. Pre-K pause. I cannot find... I'm happy I realized that before I put that on my desk. I cannot find my little Tim Holtz water sprayer for the life of me. So I kind of can't do white splatter right now. Oops. Apologies. Yeah, I got like no clue where it's at. So it'll be kind of hard to do that if I can't add water to make it a little looser. So I do apologize, but there will be no splattering today. Yeah, I just don't know how I'd really do it without the... Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. So now, I think all that we have left to do is really put this on a card base. Well, and add a sentiment. But I'm like thinking, I think I want to do a square card for this. I think that will look nice if we do a square card. So let me grab my paper trimmer. And we have a card front here, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I think, yep. And we're going to chop this down to 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 to be a square card front. So we have our little square here, and we can put my paper trimmer back. And yeah, okay, I think this is like a great size. Good, perfect. So I'm going to glue this down first. And we can glue Newton, and then we can figure out where we want to put a sentiment. So let me just add a bunch of glue to this. I kind of go crazy when gluing. I don't have a rhyme or reason most of the time. Let's do it like this is our top. That needs to go up slightly. I think that's centered that way. Yep, okay. Okay, there we go with that. And now we can put Newton in the center. And he's just like ice skating around. He's like, do. I'm skating here. And now I just want to figure out what sentiment we're going to do here. Because I honestly don't know. Also, the funny part is we definitely could have fit 2 of them on this. And they could have been holding hands. That would have been adorable. Okay, we're not doing that though because we're almost an hour in. But that would have been... I should have done that. What was I thinking? Darn it. That would have been great. Ugh. Why wasn't I thinking? Okay. Whatever. It's fine. It's still cute. I mean, I like it still. But that would have been even better. And now let's add... Let's do the You're So Cool, I think. Yeah, let's do that. So I have a little scrap piece here, and I'm just going to grab an acrylic block and stamp it on. I mean, yeah, it's not technically too late, but I mean, time-wise, it'll probably take like 10 minutes to add it and stuff, so, yeah. And I could do him in like red. Okay, we're doing it. I apologize, guys. We're adding like another 20 minutes onto this live stream, if not more. So, these guys, Newton in the card front, in the background, off to the side. Doggy skating, coming right up. And we'll worry about the sentiment in a minute. He can fit on this piece like this, so we're going to do it like that. Newton is fully still in the Misty, so we're taking him out. See, there it goes onto the little thing. And then, wow, oh my gosh, I'm hitting everything. I have like no room on this desk right now. And he can go up in the corner like that. And we can fit the sentiment on here too somewhere. Let's put the sentiment right here. Okay, perfect, perfecto. And put that down. That's gonna come up, that's fine. And now just hit this with my hand. Thank you, Carol. Well, by the end of it, I might just be like you, Beth, and Michelle when we're like 5 hours deep. But, you know, that's great. That's fine. Maybe other people would stick around. I don't know. You guys keep commenting, so. And we're going to stamp this once and maybe twice. I don't know yet. Yeah, that is true. Okay, and there we go. That's all stamped up. No, I haven't been. It's been missing for a like minute. Like I do not know where it's been. Like when I say minute, I mean like a while. Like yeah, it's just I don't know where it went. It, like one day, just up and walked away, and it was like really sad. It was like I don't want to be a part of this crafting life anymore, and I was like no. But it was like you have to move on, Brennan. Okay, what am I? Anyways, let's get to coloring. Let's get to coloring this guy. So I think we're gonna do E55, E53, and E51 for him. So we're gonna start on his little, oh, wrong. Why do I keep pulling the wrong side, guys? That needs to be studied. Why does Brennan pull the wrong side almost every time? So we're gonna take E55 here, and we're gonna go around his head and also onto his ear here, and down, and then also down the side of the face. And it didn't go all the way down there, so we'll do that. And then also same thing here, we'll take it out and then go down. He has on gloves and a shirt, so the only other part of his skin that's showing is his tail, because we're not going to forget that this time, guys. Look at me. I remember. I remember it all too well. Okay, what was that? Why did Taylor Swift hijack this live stream? Great, now that song's stuck in my head. What am I? Oh, see, I do it to myself. I do it to myself. Now we're going to go in with our E53 and hope it's not dry, and it's not. We love that. We love when a stamp actually, or when a marker actually works, especially because they're $8, but you know, use that. And we'll come up into the ears and bring that color out a little bit more, and bring it down. And then same thing over here. And then down on his little legs. And then his tail. The tail's only going to be 2 colors because I'm not trying to fit the third one in there because I'm lazy. Crafting in a song. Oh, well, Beth, I do have a record collection if you don't know. So I'm always listening to music when I'm crafting, just not on live because we're on YouTube and not TikTok. I don't go live on TikTok, but if I did, I would actually be able to listen to music. But on YouTube, I would get a copyright strike, and then my live stream would get taken down, and it wouldn't be fun, so that's why we don't listen to music, unfortunately. TikTok lets you, but not YouTube. Which I understand, like, but, yeah, so unfortunately we're not able to. But I do understand why. Because there are definitely people out there who are trying to profit off the artist's money. And, like, obviously we're not. We would just be playing it to have fun. But also, it's easier to hear me when there's not music. So, you know, I guess it's okay. So, oh my god, I forgot. I'm going in with E51 right now. And I'm just dragging the color in. Right now on my turntable, I think I currently have the album called, oh my god, On the Beach in Every Life, I think. I think that's what it's called. On the Beach in Every Life, and it's by an amazing artist named Gigi Perez. She recently opened for Hozier on tour. I didn't get to see it, but I heard it was great. But yeah, so she's great. Now for his little snout, I'm not going to use the E55. I'm going to go in with the lighter colors and just the lighter colors because I feel like it should be a little bit lighter. So we're just going to go around the snout with E53. Apologize for not showing that. I'm like losing my mind here. So around the snout with E53, and then we'll take our E51 and then go in from the sides and kind of swipe it in to the center. And we'll do that. We'll go around the edges just to make it blend a little better. Okay, there we go. And now we're gonna go in with a warm gray. We're gonna go in with a darker one than we used on Newton. We're gonna go in with W8 to do his little nose. So I'm gonna outline it first and do like the edges there. And then I'll do it again and just hit that top, or not the bottom, the top, just to add like the tiniest little bit of highlight. It's barely visible. Probably didn't need to do that, but we did it anyways. Now let's get working on his red outfit. So I'm gonna start off with, let me grab my color sheet. I wish Caitlin were here to tell me what reds to use because she has like the best red combos. But we're gonna start off with, sorry, I can hear my grandma in the living room yelling at the TV, so I'm assuming she's watching the Patriots game, and I'm assuming the Patriots aren't doing well. So, yeah. Anyways, what's new? When do they do well recently? Come back, Tom Brady. Anyways, we're going to use R37, R29, and R27. So we're going to start R37 as the darkest color, and it's working for once. Yay. As you can see, I have refilled this marker many times and just never cleaned it up. But it works. So we're going to start off with the hat. And we're just going to go over along the bottom here. And then up on this back side here. Because we're going to act like the light's coming from this side. Does it matter? No. Do I keep consistent light sources? No. I just shade because I want to shade. And then we're going to come in with a little bit of that oh my god, it fell. I apologize. Hold on. Let me... Hi, Cordelia. We're going to come in with some of that R37 now along the, like, just basically outline his shirt, I think. Right here. And then we'll do it up in the neckline. And then down this side. And then his little sleeve down here gets that too. And I think I'm going to do the mitts and the skates a lighter combo. So I'm not going to touch those yet. Now we're going to go in with R29. And we're just going to bring this color out a little bit more. So we'll go over what we've already done and bring it out a little bit more and just leave a little bit of white space. Same thing over here. Just leaving a little touch of white. And like I said, sometimes I like to go over it twice just to get the blend, or I think it makes the blend look a little nicer. But like I said, that could also just be in my head and like not real. But I do it anyways. And now lastly, we're going to go in with our R27. And it works. Yay, we love that. And we're going to fill in all the white area that is left. And on his little sleeve here, swipe it up. And then up top on his little hat, we'll swipe all that ink up to that top portion. Okay, and there we go. So he's almost done. So now we're going to do his little gloves, and I think we're going to, once again, change up our color combo like we did that first time, how we changed out one color and made it slightly darker, but this time we're going to make it slightly lighter. When I'm talking about with the greens, not right now with the reds. But we're going to go in now with R29, which we already did, R27, which we already did, and do R24 now, so it will be a slightly lighter combo. So we're going to go in with that R29, and we're going to do the bottom of his gloves, or mittens. They're mittens. So just the bottom, and then kind of go up to that side, and same thing over here at the bottom, and then go up slightly. And on his little skates, we'll go down the back, and then go around to the bottom, and start to go up the curve just a tiny bit. Same thing over here. Now we're going to take our next color, our mid-tone, which is going to be R27 this time. And we're going to do the same thing and just like kind of extend it a little bit more. Just leaving a tiny bit of white area. And come down to the skates, and once again, we're just leaving a little white area to come in with our lightest color. Now that R24, so filling up all the white area that's left. And come down to his little skates and do the same thing. And there we go. So our little doggy friend here is all colored. And once again, like I said before, I could come in here and do gray on the white area. I'm not going to. So we are now going to take the die that coordinates with him, as well as the die that coordinates with our sentiment there that you're so cool. I think it's this one, this die right here. And I thought correctly. We love when that happens. So first we'll line up our little doggy friend here. Question, does anyone know if the dogs from Newton's Nook have names? Because I always call the cat Newton, and I don't know if he's actually Newton. But is there like a name for the dog, or is it just dog? This might be an email I have to send to Jen and be like, hey, very, very random question, but... Because now I'm just like intrigued. Okay, so maybe like, okay, Cordelia doesn't know, and totally okay. Actually, Cordelia, you can leave because you didn't know. You're fine. But I feel like it probably does, but I don't know. Okay, we're just rolling this through here. Also, should I color in the cool part of the sentiment? Just because, like, as you guys can tell, there's like, I could color that in. I don't know if I should, though. I did stamp it out in ink, though, that I could, just in case you guys thought I should. But I don't know if I should. What are you all thinking? Also, can someone look up the Patriots score and tell me? Now I'm kind of intrigued. Sorry, now y'all are my personal assistants. I apologize. Now, can someone do my homework for me real quick? Does anyone want to type my little essay for AP European history? No, no one wants to do my AP Euro homework? Okay, I see how it is. No, it's fine. So, we have Newton over here ice skating. We have our little dog friend here ice skating. And they're going to be holding hands because they're partners and they're about to win the competition. I'm making up, I don't know. So we're definitely going to put the sentiment in just like down right here. And like maybe slightly more like that. Yeah, so the sentiment will go right there. But should we color it in? The cool? I don't know. While we're thinking about if we should color in the cool, I am going to glue down Newton and the dog. Ah! Oh my god, I just almost like threw my glue off my desk. That would have been great. Thank you so much, Carol. And we're not even done and you already love it. That's great. Yes. I'm assuming that's a yes to coloring it in, so what color should we color it in, Carol? Or is that a yes to doing my AP European history homework? Also, I'm obviously joking about coloring it in. Someone still needs to do my Euro. No. Oh my god, wait. His little nose looks like a heart on the back because of the way we colored it. Okay. Like a blue. So I'm assuming like a really light blue. pop one up. And I feel like we should have popped both up now. But I don't know, should we pop up just one? I don't know how that would look. I feel like that would look weird. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I think it's too late. I'm just gonna plop it down. I apologize, Michelle. Yes, okay, like a light icy blue, Carol said. So yeah, I think that's what we will do. I think we should pop up the sentiment, definitely, though. So I'm just gonna go in here with, let's do B nope, not quadruple. I can't count. Oh my god. Someone get me out of calculus real quick. B triple zero here, and we're just like simply gonna color it in. We're not doing any shading. We're literally putting ink from the marker into the letters. That simple. And into the punctuation, because there's an exclamation point there too. Okay. Oh yeah, that does look fine. Nice. If I had them, and I don't, so no one get any ideas, I would do glossy accents over the cool part and maybe put glitter on it, and that would look cool. But unfortunately I don't have those, so we're not going to do that. And no one give me ideas because I'm not using glitter on this. Okay, let me take a little bit of Altenew tape that I also kind of forgot I had this. I was like freaking out that I was going to run out, and then I found the stuff that Lois gave me, my grandma's friend. So once again, thank you, Lois. And then I was like, oh wait, I have this too. But I do like the one Lois gave me more. So that's why I've been using that more. But for this, I kind of need a super thin one, and this is thinner than the one Lois gave me. So actually, there might actually be a thin one she gave me too, but yeah. And let me like chop this. Thank you, Mom. I'm like playing Tetris over here, trying to get enough foam tape. And we have a little piece left on the scissors, so let's take that and try to fit it up here. I don't know if it will. We're gonna see. Is it gonna fit? Oh my god, if I can get it down. Yes, just barely. It fit. Okay, we love that. Cordelia, am I stressing you out that I have the little pin just out on my desk? I could accidentally like stab myself. Oh, the Patriots still must not be doing good because I hear my grandma yelling again. Luckily, she's not yelling loud enough. Yes. Do it, Cordelia. Just for you. We're gonna put we're gonna put a pin in it for now. Just for you. Now, all we have to do for this card is plop our little sentiment down. And there we go. So our card is, well, okay, wait. Oh, okay, Michelle. She's screaming out here like it's 50 something to 2. That's not possible. 50 something to 3. No, 2 is possible. Safeties. Never mind. I lied. But let me put this on a card base. Hello. Hi Newton. Hi Newton Snook. Hello. I'm assuming it's Jen on the account, but I don't know. But hi. Oh wait, since you're here, Newton, or I obviously know it's not Newton, but do the dogs have names, or is it just dogs? I was like wondering this because I had no clue. But do the dogs have names, or is it just like dog? Hi, Jen. And are the cat? I don't know. Are all the cats Newton on the stamps? We don't know. But yeah, everyone is loving the stamp set. You did an amazing job designing it, so thank you so much, and thank you for sending it. I just love it's so cute. So happy to have it. Okay, so we're gonna just chop this card base down to 4 1/4 to match the size of the card. See. And we just need to plop our card front on a card base, and then we'll actually have a finished card, which we love. Okay, the dogs do not have names. Okay. Because I was always wondering, like, And then no matter what, I just always call all the cats Newton, whether they're Newton or not. Because I think some of the sets do have it, like, saying Newton's doing something. And then I think some of them have, like, Newton's girlfriend, I think it says on them. I could be wrong. I could be making this up in my head and, like, it doesn't exist. But, yeah. We're getting all the Newton's Nook lore over here. And there we go. Okay, yeah, that's what I assumed. Sorry, I'm laughing at my grandma. She's still going at it about the Patriots. But here is our finished card, and I think it came out really nice, and I think it was a good idea to add the dog and not just Newton. So thank you to who suggested that, because I was like, ooh, do we have time? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Yes, yep. I know that part. I knew Newton was the kitty that you guys had then, so. And he's on all the packaging, so yeah. But here is our finished card. So if you guys want this set, make sure you go grab it, like, now, because the die set's already gone. There was a combo where you could get the stamp and the die set. Thank you, Sean. And unfortunately, the die set's gone. So, yeah, the stamp's all that's left. So, if you need it, go get it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. And once again, thank you so much to Jen and Newton's Nook for sending me the stamp set to play with, or for putting me on the list to send me the stamp set, because I just had so much fun. It's so adorable. And yeah, but I hope you guys have a nice rest of your afternoon and rest of your day. Hopefully you get to craft. Make sure you get to craft. You need time to craft. It's like, yeah, obviously. You can tell whoever that I gave you permission to go craft. But yeah, have an amazing rest of your night or day, afternoon. What time is it? It's like 1? Is it? No, it's 2. It's like 2 something. Anyways, whatever. I'm rambling at this point. Thank you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of your day, and bye! Happy crafting. And yes, I still do the nod even when you can't see my face.